Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ether yesterday started to outperform Bitcoin a little. That was to a degree based on the catalyst of the BlackRock Ether trust that was sort of announced and registered. So we had a bit of a catalyst there, but it was primed for a breakout anyway. You will remember we talked about this descending trend channel, and that a break above the trend channel would likely take it to 2030 first, which it did, and then it stayed there for a little while before it moved on to the next key level at 2,150. So that's all in line with our overall scenario. Medium term, Ether should get to this $3,000 to $4,000 level. A target range we were laughed at for pointing out when we were down here in September. So again, you see how the sentiment shifts. So we just go with the flow, right? We go with the overall trend, and this wave count on the daily has been on the chart for many months now, and it seems to play out for now. So we'll see if it can extend higher more directly. I will make some changes here in the next few days with regards to the microstructure. I already mentioned to you, I may just go to a 1-2-1-2 setup. In the short term, however, it doesn't matter at all. So what you need to understand here on the daily chart, we had a significant breakout. What I highlighted to you basically shows now, because if you watch the videos, you will know that we talked about the idea that quite a bit of FOMO could kick in if we get a break out of this trend channel. And with a break of the trend channel, Ether could actually start to outperform Bitcoin. And that's what we see right now. That's at least the technical reason for it. There's always, people might call it the ETF news or the iShares trust. Well, it might be both. There's a technical reason, and that was the breakout of that trend channel. And the catalyst for that was probably that event. We also talked about the 2,150 level, and that's obviously here the 2023 high. So a break above that could generate even more FOMO. So that's typically the character of a third wave. So don't be surprised if it just keeps extending. It doesn't look exhausted yet. So let's go back to the Ether short-term chart. And all I can tell you here is that we've reached the minimum expectations for the rally to the upside already a few days ago. But because the support line never broke, higher extensions are of course possible and have to be expected. The idea is that we should still go higher, either in wave 3 still, okay, and it doesn't look exhausted yet, so it might extend higher more directly, or in wave 5. So the focus for Ether has been on higher anyway, at least in wave 5, but it seems like even the wave 3 still seems to be extending. So there is currently no sign of exhaustion visible. And as you can see there in this third wave here, it seems a little bit as if we only have 3 waves. So another high would not be unlikely. So I will not rule out another high, and I think actually I'm leaning towards that. And the reason is that if we're looking at this 5th wave, it's pretty much extended, but that's fine. A lot of cryptos do that. We can count here another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possibly, okay? So this wave 4 has support at 1995. So that means as long as we stay above 1995, any further increase will be counted as part of wave 3. Anything below that would be part of wave 4, and then any rally after that, wave 5. I expect higher prices against 1769, and it should still fill in that 5th wave. That would be ideal. So another wave 4 and 5 seems likely and in line with our expectations. So at the moment, Ether just fulfills this scenario. But it seems to be just extending in wave 3 for now and is not exhausted. 2,150 is the next key resistance level. I think above that level, things could escalate quite quickly, to be honest. At the moment, against 1995, I would watch for one more high. It's just difficult to give really a target for that. I would just move up the support level, Key support is 1769 for now. That is support for the wave 4. Which means below that level, something different might be going on. But as long as 1769 is holding, this scenario can play out. And higher prices are expected either directly from here. That's at the moment what I'm leaning to, as long as we don't have a pattern that indicates exhaustion, or in wave 5. If we go back to the daily chart, then you'll see that there isn't much in terms of resistance. And that's why I highlighted before that above 2,150, yeah, it might escalate quite quickly. Even though the wave count might tell us that a wave 2 is due, but as long as the wave 2 doesn't show, it can just keep extending. And important to understand is as well that in a third wave, and I mentioned that many times, we don't really want to say, okay, you know, we get a pullback now and we wait for it. It's more like when the pullback shows, it might be an opportunity, and then until then we just focused on higher against the micro support, which is basically 1995. And interesting is also that looking at the VRVP, the volume profile, most of this historical volume drops off about above 2,150. So that means there is a good chance it goes quite quickly all the way into that $3,000 range. And I mean, I remember all the comments from weeks ago, you know, when I highlighted here our target area, $3,000 to $4,000, which is basically sort of a milestone target on the way to new all-time highs, okay? So all-time high targets, we talk about 8 to 12K from what we can see right now. Then, you know, people laughed and, you know, it's just, we'll see. I mean, it can still break down, you know, that's what markets do all the time. That's why we track support, but for now it's looking good. Okay, that's my update about ETH. I hope you will like the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.